Gentlemen, ladies, what if Superman had decided to fly down, rip off the roof of the White House, grab the president right out of the Oval Office?
Suicide Squad. Oh, CinemaSins is going to have a field day with you. But that's his shtick, and this isn't a recap of development flaws, it's a spoiler-free review. However, flaws there may be in abundance. From a villain who seems to essentially come out of nowhere, with too little build-up in lore to have them make any sense, they seem to exist to piggyback on the backstory provided for a different character. Kind of a nice little 2-for-1 sale there. A lot of the movie suffers from trying to cram too much character building into a movie about bringing these villains together. As a result, only a couple of characters get any real chance to show their depth. Fortunately, the ones who do get that treatment are interesting enough to keep the movie going. From the softer side of professional assassin Deadshot, to the lovably manic mentality of Harley Quinn, to the ruthless effectiveness of Amanda Waller, the characters who are given a chance to really show themselves are more effective and enjoyable than many recent outings from the DC expanded Cineverse. The remainder, though, are shallow space fillers left to serve a needed role and quickly step out of the way of the more important characters. Even the villains seem to be little more than an arbitrary crisis meant to fill the hole of why bring these bad guys together? While references to Superman and cameos from other heroes serve to quickly ground the film in the growing canon of DC movie continuity, but like the less important members of the Suicide Squad, they quickly leave the stage once they're no longer required for establishment shots. The Big Bad's design in Minions felt like a low-budget ripoff of Benicio del Toro. Almost like they stole some half-finished ideas from his notebook, handed them off to a disinterested art student to finish while telling them not to stray from his style. In short, they felt almost pointless, like little more than an excuse for some action set-piece battles. And those battles are another low point in this movie. Though they are better than many action movies recently, allowing enough motion between cuts to feel like you have a sense of what's happening, that action doesn't feel like it has any punch. They could have turned the squad against terrorists with a couple of superpowered members and a plan that needed dealt with faster than conventional processes would allow, and had it lend itself to more of a sense of weight than the offered disaster. Furthermore, some members of the team hardly seem to fit the profile for the team in a way that makes sense. Harley Quinn, for example, despite being one of the most fun elements of the movie, does not seem to be a good choice for the mission, seeming more to be present to build up her and the Joker's presence in the new cinematic continuity. There are a couple of other members that really drop the ball, but they don't have enough screen time in the trailers for me to discuss them without accounting as a spoiler. Overall, though, despite its flaws, and there are many, Suicide Squad manages to be a fun movie. It introduces villain and organizations that can be drawn on in future films, and though it would have benefited from having them have a more prominent role in other films first, before the ensemble production, they managed to present enough about the characters to follow along, though, full disclosure, I recognize almost every character from the comics or animated series, and they likely helped what would have probably have been a rough introduction. At the end of the day, I give this movie 3.5 out of 5. It's a fun movie, despite its flaws, though knowing your comic book lore is going in is a tremendous advantage.